A wonderful video was sent to us. Our primary concentration will be on the bull market and the cycle that it goes through as we get ready for you. Where do we stand right now, and what constitutes the primary focus of our attention? What time will it be that we eventually start to emerge? We are met with opposition because, despite our unrelenting efforts and the fact that we have been rejected, our survival continues to elude us. They take note of what I have spoken. Here have been important advancements taking place in Poland. With reference to the situation that has arisen between Ripple and the SEC, we have some new information to share with you. Will an appeal be submitted by them? Is it more likely that they will wait until the very last minute, or will they take my recommendation? I would like to request that you please take a seat and relax. As you can see, let's move on to discussing Bitcoin now. At the moment, it is $627.37, which is a decrease of more than half. After the previous day, Ethereum's position in the rankings was 25580. The value of XRP is currently trading at 59 cents, while the value of USDT and USDT has increased by 1.25% and 1.37%, respectively, over the course of the last 24 hours. The total market capitalization of CPT is currently at 2.2 trillion. Regarding XRP, we have been discussing that topic lately. Yesterday, we put it through its paces, and after spending some time in the 60cc zone, we were able to reach temperatures as high as 602 or 603. The price of 61 cents was briefly touched on multiple exchanges. Nevertheless, take note of where we finished up, which was back below 60 cents. The fact that XRP has not touched an all-time high in 7 years raises the question, what does this imply? What does it indicate that there is such a significant amount of opposition? Despite the fact that I will discuss the 3 primary areas that you ought to be concentrating on, it is clear that 60 cents is a difficult obstacle to conquer. A cookie that is difficult to break is this one. Without a doubt, not whether it will break, but rather when it will break is the question that has to be answered. I'd like to show you a picture that I took a month ago in June. That day is June 2nd. To what extent do the markets appear? The fact that XRP is profitable is, without a doubt, obvious. When the 2nd of June rolled around, the value of Bitcoin was at 68,000, Ethereum was at 3,800, and XRP was only at 52. If we look at the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum, we can see that both of them have gone out of favor. XRP, on the other hand, has surged once more, having risen by almost 7 cents in comparison to both of those. A favorable indicator for XRP is this development. What, however, will take place after this? In a prior conversation, we talked about the significant figures that we were looking at, notably 61 and 62,000 years. Bitcoin is currently in a very precarious position. There is a strong possibility that before the end of the year, the price of Bitcoin will have surpassed $66,000, and then it will rise to $74,000, and then it will eventually reach $88,000. However, if Bitcoin continues to remain unchanged at this point, it is possible that we may witness a retest of the range of $52,000 to $55,000. In what manner am I behaving? I am frequently confronted with the same inquiry. For the time being, we are not making use of any money. In light of the fact that September is traditionally a bearish month for cryptocurrencies, let's wait and see what the upcoming week has in store for us. I have high hopes that we will be able to defy this trend and see a rise. Many people prefer to refer to it as October, November, and December, and it is true that the Bitcoin markets often experience growth during these months, particularly when we are having a poor year. When it comes to predicting what will occur, it is tough. There is currently a lot of difficulty involved in acquiring a gauge. As the price of Bitcoin continues to remain unchanged, we will have to wait and see what the day brings instead. Even though it is still early, I will be optimistic if we are able to advance beyond the level that we are currently hovering at. On the other hand, I think we will see it. There is a high probability that Bitcoin will experience its final pushdown, which will take place between 52 and 55,000. I am of the opinion that the CME gap continues to exist. Despite the fact that we just had a conversation on the future of Bitcoin, the difference between $52,000 and $2,000 is still open. A deceased person was found in the vicinity. The range of prices was between $62,000 and $61,000 and $61,000, and as we indicated earlier, everything went off without a hitch. We are moving in the wrong direction and need to make a breakthrough, as Stalin would have said. There is still hope for the future even if we do not succeed. There are still 3 months left in the year. I am 199% certain that these markets will go through a huge pump, particularly in the period leading up to the elections and with the individual who is elected. Take a look at this package. This is something that you have witnessed from me. Even though the chart may occasionally be out of current, it is quite evident that we have now officially entered the zone where XRP can be purchased. What exactly does that say? It is an indication that time has arrived. There is a limited amount of time left to acquire inexpensive XRP since once this buy zone opens, the game will be done. There is also the possibility that we could say that time is running out. When that time comes, we shall put the hypothesis to the test. If we are officially in the 75-cent range, then we are. I am able to envision one more retraction. The outcome of Bitcoin is the determining factor throughout everything. Despite the fact that we are in this zone, you are already familiar with cryptocurrency markets and our technical assistance on this channel. From this point on, everything is dependent on your current position, in addition to your ideal positioning and the type of play that you personally favor. For any profits in Bitcoin, we will not be returning more than $66,000. It is that simple to enter the range of $50,000. I am looking at the charts right now. In the near future, I will investigate this polka dot. I am aware of you, pal. Nobody has any issue informing you that they do not have any polka dots because I am a polka dot holder. I would estimate the polka dots cost approximately $4. At this very moment, Lionel Messi is absolutely nailing it on the polka dot. A few million people are following him and watching him as he writes polka dots. This is all he has to show for his efforts. It is possible that you are interested in learning the current cost of such an event. What, $435? Come on, allow me to lift it. Let's have a look at it. In the history of the world, the highest point ever reached was $55, which is 10 times more than the current value. My sincere belief is that Polcad will eventually make a reappearance. The top of this cycle is currently being reached. Every day I am on the lookout for chances that will allow me to boost my income by a factor of 5. I am a strong supporter of conservative ideology. On the other hand, a few of these alternative coins and cryptocurrencies will provide opportunities that are 10 times more lucrative. I believe Solana is number 1. I am of the opinion that XRP is 10 times more competitive than it is. In my opinion, Cardano is 10 times more superior. One of the chain links that makes sense is the Avalanche. I have complete faith that Chainlink is providing a return of 20 times, and I believe that it will be greater than $200. 100 is the goal I have set for it. In the event that it is higher than that, I will not be dissatisfied nevertheless. Even 100 takes us very close to that elusive tenfold. I discovered in my side bag between 15 and 18 SS that I am hoping to obtain at least 5 times from Let Main obtain this straight. This is going to make me one very happy man, especially if it happens more than 5 times. I would like to be the first of many people to say this. Get ready, for this is where the real money is. For Bitcoin custody services, it is thought that Billy Mellon, a leading player in the sector, was the first large bank to obtain approval from the Securities and Exchange Commission. Customers will observe that all financial institutions, including BlackRock and other financial institutions, are following the example set by JP Morgan Financial. Any and all of them will unquestionably be granted permission. And once you have one, all you need is the permission to handle Bitcoin. That is all you require. After one has been determined to be acceptable, the remaining ones will begin to arrive. After the acceptance of one Bitcoin exchange-traded fund ETF, it led to the approval of 7 or 8 additional ETFs. These two cryptocurrencies, Ethereum and XRP, shared the same phenomenon. Within this section, we investigated the story and the ramifications it had. Everyone is curious about how we can determine whether or not this is the final bull cycle, as there is a potential that this is the case. The question of what information is required in the event that the institutions are allowed admission, as I am certain they are, is a straightforward affair. That is what I am referring to. These organizations have the ability to make a big entry into the market, which would ultimately accelerate the market to a valuation of $7 to $10 trillion. Bitcoin markets will never be allowed to fall to a level between 95% and 99%, as these establishments will never allow it to happen. Because Brad Ginghouse has said that there is a lot of waste, it is possible that many of these meme coins may disappear. This thing is destined to vanish from the face of the earth. The only assets that will continue to exist are those that are of genuine utility. The Ethereum and Bitcoin that you have obtained are the results of our examination of actual assets that have true utility. Your XLM and XRP horror algorithms, as well as the links in the list chain, are all representations of the assets that will be able to benefit from the institutional finance. You and your Solana are included in this collective. At some point in the future, exchange-traded funds ETFs will be among the many types of institutional investment vehicles that will be available to us. In this game, we are a close second. There is a really close call. There is a possibility that we will enter another 4-year cycle in which the year 2028 or 2029 will be the fortunate year. This will occur if institutions do not intervene and pump this thing up to 7 or 10 trillion. In the event that this is not the final bull run,